We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
5 minutes later.
Disney and the ABC network are taking Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely. This follows a controversy over comments the late-night comedian made Monday night about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer and the MAGA movement.
Hi everyone, hi Luigi. Today, let's start with the freshest news we've got. Trump's FCC pressured ABC to pull Jimmy Kimmel off the air, and they quickly obliged, Luigi. Jimmy Kimmel has been cancelled. I mean, thoughts?
I mean, the warriors of free speech cancelling, joining the cancel culture. I mean, all the irony.
Oh, the irony, right? And it's insane because ever since Charlie was murdered, the Republicans have been on a full-on crusade against anybody that they have deemed has even disrespected Charlie's memory. They want them fired. They want them out of their jobs. By the way, in the United States, that means you have no health care as well. Important to note. And you've got Pam Bondi everywhere going out and talking about the difference between hate speech and free speech, Luigi.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything, and that's across the aisle.
And I will know that in American law, there is no such difference. There is no distinction. It's not European law. Pam Bondi appears to be unaware of what her own fucking laws are regarding free speech, Luigi.
Yeah, this is the Attorney General, right?
Yeah,
the head lawyer of the country.
The head fucking lawyer is like, we have to differentiate. There's free speech and there's hate speech. No, not in the United States. As Charlie Kirk, people have been pulling his quote out. Himself acknowledges hate speech is free speech in the United States. There are some extreme examples, like a clear and obvious call to violence, but that's different from hate speech that in Europe would indeed be illegal. And the United States is not.
Well,
they want to make it, but only for Jimmy Kimmel. For Jimmy and my enemy.
Only when it suits us.
Yeah.
Only when it can be weaponized against the, whatever we call it these days, left. I don't know if Jimmy Kimmel is even considered the left.
The wokesters. Anyone who does not literally, as you said last episode, bow down to Trump like he's the great fucking Khan. Anyone who does not do that is out, cancelled.
I come with an offering of gold, great Khan. Please accept this.
Please
$500 billion investment.
So effectively, they're rolling out the biggest anti-free speech cancel culture operation ever, just to silence their ideological enemies on the back of the murder of their biggest allegedly free speech advocate.
I mean, don't expect
that is insane, right?
Don't expect to find consistency with these people who are doing double standards, left, right, and center.
Luigi, sorry, go on, please.
Well, I mean, there's no consistency. Don't expect that. Just work with the double standards. That's what we have to go with.
It's an insane level of double standards, Luigi, though, because for the past 10 years, Republicans have been like, we are the free speech mofos to the death. I mean, a week ago, something like a week before Charlie was murdered, you had Brian Kilmeade from Fox News saying that fucking homeless people should get the lethal injection, Luigi. I shit you not. And then he even had to apologize a few days later. But that was the level of free speech they were allowed to spout. We're talking about the country where you're allowed to spout any fucking half-baked lunacy anywhere, and you're gonna get 50 credits in a 50-mile radius just believing it. And now suddenly you're not allowed to say something that may be misleading, like Jimmy said, or something. I mean, he wasn't even disrespectful to Charlie, essentially. I mean, maybe you could argue whatever. Maybe it may be misleading in the sense that maybe the guy who killed Charlie was left wing. We still don't know, but whatever. So I mean, they fired him for this. The free speech warriors,
So I
insane.
mean,
You're right.
the Fox News right has been writing books about cancel culture for the last 2 decades, and I'm gonna note, not a single one of them has been cancelled outside
Yeah,
of Alex Jones, maybe, who's like the craziest of them all.
yeah,
Not a
100%.
single person I can think of has been,
And
taken
they're
down.
canceling people for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Well, I mean, not even that. But I mean, these are the people who were celebrating Paul Pelosi getting hammered, literally,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking celebrating it.
The Inquisition, the free speech Inquisition is out in
Incredible,
force.
though. Luigi, the
But
turn from the free speech absolutists to this has been so quick. I've gotten whiplash. I'm like, I cannot believe I'm hearing Republicans talk about hate
dude, I mean,
speech.
these people's morals are not written in stone. They're like written on sand on a windy day at best.
Wow, incredible. Anyway, I
Let's,
think, yeah.
speaking of the Great Khan and Fox News and everything else, there was a big meeting this week at Windsor.
Donny goes to Blighty.
The Great Khan is visiting the United Kingdom, meeting with the king of all people. So it was a meeting of the who's who of monarchs and oligarchs and politicians
The royal
at Windsor
banquet.
Castle.
It is the greatest castle in the royalist of banquets, Luigi. We had Rupert, the disease Murdoch. He was invited. We had everybody else. It was a stunning occasion,
We had
Luigi.
the Secretary of State, the Secretary of the Treasury.
Oh,
We had the CEO of Nvidia, CEO of Blackstone.
I think we should go to the most important of our analytical capabilities. We haven't done it in a while. It's time to analyze the royal banquet menu, Luigi. The menu that the great Tony, and I mean, judging by the seats, a billion other people were invited to feast on. And then I think we should judge what they were offered by the king and queen of the UK.
Let's dive into the menu.
Let's dive in. Should I go through it? And then
Go
we rate
through
it
it.
at the end. That's how we do it, folks. As a starter, we had Hampshire watercress panna cotta with parmesan shortbread and quail egg salad. What do you think?
Wow, that's a salad. That's like the starter of salad. Yeah, that's
I
quail.
wanna, I wanna, I wanna put emphasis on the watercress panna cotta. So basically, it's a fucking panna cotta, but it's green because it's watercress, and the flavor is like leaves. Very weird. Parmesan shortbread, egg salad. I mean, disregard the quail. Egg salad is solid, I would say. Should we go then to the main?
Let's do it.
The main organic Norfolk chicken ballotine wrapped in courgettes with a thyme and savory infused jus. What do you think about this one? I mean, it's chicken
Wow.
in the end.
It's stuffed chicken, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit wrapped.
Yeah, that seems mighty interesting.
In courgette, okay, dessert, vanilla ice cream bomb with Kentish raspberry sorbet interior with lightly poached Victoria plums. What do you think about this? It sounds like an old person's dessert, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Doesn't sound too interesting. So was this a three-course dinner? There's no way,
Yes,
right?
it was a three-course
Only?
dinner. I mean, maybe they gave him some breads and shit in between, but as far as I know, it was a three-course dinner. How would we rate
Uh,
it? I'm gonna be very, very tough on it, Luigi. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed because chicken, even if it was good, you can do better than that. I mean, fuck me, it's the king. You're gonna serve him chicken. And then the starter is interesting. I'm gonna give you that. I think it's a little bit too up there for Donny Boy. I'm not sure if Donny can appreciate the watercress panna cotta, but whatever. I'm gonna give it Luigi, and then the dessert. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5. What about you?
I'm not impressed either. The only thing that sounds interesting is the main course, to be honest.
Yes,
For that, I'm gonna go 3 out of 5, but
3 out of 5 by Luigi.
we
Final
can do better.
score 2.5 out of 5, baby. You got half marked. You got
Pass.
barely passed. Barely passed. And
C plus.
C plus. So you wanna say before we go anything else about
Let's find some comments by Donny Boy. Okay, some comments by Trump during the dinner. He praised the special relationship between the UK and the US and followed up by saying, together, we've done more good for humanity than any two countries in all of history. Now
debatable?
that is a packed statement. Colonialism is on the phone.
Pretty debatable, folks.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love that quote. So yeah, canceling people for their anti-Kirk sentiment in the United
Double
States.
standards, left and right, a pretty mediocre dinner, followed
Yeah,
up by some
yeah.
classic bullshit statements by the one, the only, the true king.
The United States and the United Kingdom have done more good on this planet than any two nations in human history.
All right. Thanks, George.
Let's call it a day, Luigi.
Wishing you a lovely appetite in your banquet tonight and see you
Have a
soon.
lovely banquet, people. Bye bye.